Welcome, you slurping Sasquatches, to another episode of the Rude Dudes podcast. I am Justin, joined by Matthew and Tyler.
Hey guys, that
Hi.
felt very targeted towards Tyler, the Sasquatch comment.
Wow, why am I the Sasquatch?
You're the
Am I
one with
the?
the beard.
I was about to say, am I the only
You're
one here
you're
with the beard?
Yeah,
you're the more hairier one out of
That's
the
right.
three of us.
that's true. Out of
That's
us three,
Yeah, and I got so yeah. You show off
got
your chest hair, and
nothing.
I got like a little strand of hair, like on my just
Shit's
Yeah, I got
long.
just
nothing.
right there.
Anyway, let's not get into that unless you guys want to see me making OnlyFans. But
I mean, I wouldn't mind.
well,
Yeah.
Oh,
We be your first
am I
two
learning?
subscribers.
Am I learning something about you two? Anyway, so go ahead, continue introducing us, Justin.
So yeah,
Okay, Christ Almighty.
all right. So today we're going to be talking about the state of play that just happened yesterday as of this recording. And then we'll transition into another topic of a game that's that was also featured in the state of play that's been in some controversial talks lately.
Oh yeah, I'm fired up.
So yeah,
Tyler's
and
excited.
Tyler's ready for that shit.
He's fired up.
Yeah. His butthole's clenched real hard right now.
Mhm.
I can feel it from here.
The surface tension, it's just like you can cut it
Yeah.
like a knife.
Yeah, it's just
Mhm.
building.
It's causing earthquakes on the other side of the world,
Yeah.
So
To kick this off, I quickly just want to talk about Dino Crisis, which is kind of crazy to be talking about after Sony announced so many things like Legend of Kain, right? Is that what it's
Mhm.
called?
Legacy of Kain.
Legacy of Kain. Thank you. Legacy of Kain, Dragon Age looked amazing. Monster
Mhm.
Hunter looked amazing. And we'll get into that like in a second, just kind of like our main takeaway highlights. But for me, it was Dino Crisis because the Dino Crisis fandom has been crying out for years to have Dino Crisis come back in some capacity. If you guys don't know, Dino Crisis was a game that was supposed to be kind of like it's like a Resident Evil-esque game. It was Capcom's second one, if I'm not mistaken. Like it kind of went off the tail of Resident Evil. Horror-based game where you're fighting dinosaurs and stuff. So Capcom released a survey, I think last year, and there were spots that you were able to put in Dino Crisis because they were like I think that they were like seeing what older IPs people were interested in.
Yeah.
And yeah, it just makes me really excited. It makes me really hopeful. Dino Crisis has a really weird past where it essentially had two good games and then it just kind of fell off the bandwagon and they didn't really know what to do with the franchise, and it hasn't had a new game since like the original PlayStation 2 or the original Xbox and the PlayStation 2 era. So just
Mhm.
exciting stuff to see it on a modern day console and playable. I think it was trapped on the PlayStation 3 previously to this. So yeah, just very exciting.
I just hope that like it's not just PlayStation though. Like it's the games.
Yeah, I think that if they ever do a remake of sorts like they did for Resident Evil, it would be all of them. But I think that because Xbox right now has the PlayStation Classics. Excuse me, not Xbox. Sony right now has the PlayStation Classics. I think that that's why they're doing that.
And I think since this is like the first Dino Crisis that we're talking about, that's getting ported to the PS5. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
that one's exclusive to PlayStation originally.
Gotcha.
Right.
I
So
hope
it's
that
like-
like eventually then, like
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not like I mean if it's exclusive to PlayStation, I mean that's just like every PlayStation exclusive. I feel like they were getting really good about porting them to PC.
They
Mhm.
are.
So
They are.
like hopefully like yeah, it's on PlayStation now, but like let's bring it to PC eventually because I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, like this is just a port of the original game thrown onto the
Mhm.
PlayStation 5. made in a playable state. So, like, Capcom didn't put any money into this, or if they did, it was very little money to essentially make it so that you could play it on the PlayStation 5. If they put money into it, there's no doubt in my mind that they would be putting it on all consoles, because Capcom in the past has essentially talked about like how it burned them doing console exclusivity.
Mm-hmm.
Street Fighter
Sounds
5.
familiar. Sounds familiar with the one other publisher, Square Enix.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of crazy seeing Dino Crisis back, considering it's like one of those franchises alongside Legacy of Kain and Onimusha, of like franchises that have been dead for so long, and it's just like a little speck of light just like peeking through the darkness and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's exciting. Like, even I know that we're on kind of a trend where a lot of games are being remade, but I think that if it's concentrating on IPs like Onimusha or like Legacy of Kain, or Dino Crisis, that those are healthy remakes to me, because they're at least
Mhm.
franchises that haven't been around in God knows how long. So remake Jade Empire, Microsoft. Thank you so much.
Unfortunately, that's a BioWare game, and
No!
I don't think I don't think Microsoft owns the IP for Jade of Empire or Jade Empire.
That's a bummer.
So moving on to the next game, Blumhouse's Fear the Spotlight,
Yes.
which is a spooky game.
Spooky.
Looks quite spooky,
Mm-hmm.
and has like the visual style of like a PS1 game.
I
It's
love
just
that though,
this game looks. I know, I love it too. It looks
Like-
so fucking cool.
especially because like it's intentionally doing it. I mean, it intentionally brings that atmosphere, and you know that's like the games that like put you in like the VHS tape. You know, like
Mhm.
you're watching it, but you're really playing it. But like it does wonders.
Yeah.
This is gonna sound so weird, but I like thinking about that game just gives me like a warm feeling. Like, I'm getting really excited to play it and just to like sit down on, a nice fall night and
It's your
boot it
inner
up
psychopath.
and yeah, pretty much. Like, yeah, pretty much. But I like it makes me so excited that like horror is back to trying something new, and it's not like essentially the same copy and paste of whatever we were getting previously. Not saying that all horror games are copy and paste, but it's a drastically different approach to horror than we've seen recently, which is really, really exciting. Really exciting.
I'm just happy that they're actually taking inspiration of what's popular right now. Like the Lethal
Yeah.
Company, like, what was that one where we filmed together, or we filmed it in
Content warning?
Content warning.
yeah, content warning. Games like that, like where like they're kind of taking inspirations from those in a way.
Yeah.
Which is nice because that's what they need to do. They need to see what people are really enjoying right now to be able to create something that's worthy of having its own fucking title.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited for that too. I didn't really express it that much in like the video, but like I'm
We were all
hyped.
tired, let's be fair.
Yeah. Oh man. Just a quick disclaimer for
Yeah.
the people who haven't seen it. We tried streaming and it didn't work. So we went to recording a VOD and it was just like, whew.
A lot of tech issues were going
Yeah,
on
a lot of
that
tech
night.
issues.
We were exhausted.
But going from
We were
that,
exhausted.
what other games are you guys excited about?
Well, it goes without saying, I'm super excited for the Stellar Blade DLC. Even though it doesn't look like it's going to be too crazy, but I love Stellar Blade. Great game. And shockingly enough, Monster Hunter, Dragon Age, like both of those really impressed me. I actually was thinking about Dragon Age today, and I'm really looking forward to that game. I know it comes out in the next couple of weeks, I think. So I'm probably gonna pick it up. I say that with hesitation because my backlog is so terrible. But as we discussed yesterday, I will never make it through my backlog. So
Yeah, that's true. I'm on the same
What about you?
boat. Like I got a backlog of games that I have installed that I refuse to uninstall because I haven't beaten them yet. And I'm just
Yeah, I'm
like,
like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
gonna come back.
what was that one game called? I can't remember the name, but we were like,
Final Fantasy 16.
yeah,
It
What
was
the
a
I need to
fuck?
joke.
I
Like,
need to beat that.
yeah, me too. That was the joke. Like that it's in our backlog and we keep it installed because we're gonna play it someday, but
Yeah.
then
But what was the
haven't.
name of that game in the state of play that we were all like, it had like magic combos, like it looked like it was gonna be an
Oh,
MMO.
yeah.
I forgot the name of that game.
Arc Arcade.
Yes,
I'll
Arcade.
be playing that
I'm
too.
playing that game too. Yeah, I'll keep my PlayStation around if it's an exclusive, just for that.
Yeah. And I will play with you, Tyler. That sounded weird, but I will join you in playing Arcade.
I don't know, man. Anything
I
sounds
will
pretty
play
weird
you,
now.
Tyler.
Anything sounds weird. You guys said you guys would subscribe to my OnlyFans, so
Listen,
I'm taking everything
listen,
to
you're
heart
eating
now.
it up. You are eating it up, okay?
Listen, I just feel flattered.
So for me, just real quick, I'll gonna throw it out there. Alan Wake 2 DLC. That's fucking exciting. Loved Alan Wake. I love Alan Wake 2. Such a fucking good game. So got to be the first play that through the first DLC. And the second game, I wasn't a fan of Ghost of Tsushima because I had like a weird disconnect from the gameplay and the story. But I just finished watching the show Shogun.
Mm.
So I'm like
So you're gonna go
getting
back.
that itch of like, yeah, I'm gonna go back and like, yeah,
Let's
play
stream
Ghost of
it.
Tsushima.
Speaking of that, I need to watch Shogun. It's
Shogun.
like, is it worth the watch?
Oh, I would say so. It's pretty good.
Okay, because watched the first episode with Shane, and I liked it, but it was just so much reading for 45 minutes that I was like, I don't really feel like reading subtitles, so I didn't watch the second one, and then I've just kind of strayed away from that, even though I'm back to like I'm reading on a consistent
I just
basis
saw
now.
Justin's
What?
You watch
reaction.
anime? What?
I know, but I've been okay. So I've been in a really bad rabbit hole of only watching trashy reality TV or YouTube videos. So I'm trying to get out of that.
Fair. Same.
Yeah, it's bad. I'm
Cleanse-
reading more. I'm watching Stranger Things for the first time. I know a lot of people are going to be like,
Fucking
seriously?
yeah. Fucking cleanse
Um,
yourself, motherfucker.
Okay,
God.
I'm sorry. When they killed Barb, I was like, why am I continuing on? I loved Barb. All right.
She's important later.
Is she?
I don't know. I forgot.
She's probably not because she's dead.
Sure. I'll let you
I forgot who Barb is.
think about that one.
Died in the Upside Down. I saw her tongue. Okay.
sure.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Whatever.
We'll wait. We'll talk again when you finish it.
Okay.
Or I could be fucking with you.
So
going from
focus group.
Focus group. Yeah, this is what we're calling the focus back up. So the next thing we want to talk about is the whole thing that's
Another
happening.
game.
It's another game.
Well,
Are we ready to talk about that? Or is there more
Yeah.
state play stuff?
Oh, Justin. Yeah. Did you
Well-
finish what you're excited about?
That was pretty much it. I was
Oh.
just saying the other game that was featured in the state of play is the game that's having a little lawsuit going on right now. If we're ready to go into that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Tyler's
So,
been born.
So, in popular news lately, it is very well known now that Nintendo is suing the creators of Pal World, which is like Pocket something. I forgot the
Pocket
name.
Pair.
Pocket Pair. Because of the use, because they trademarked a game mechanic, which pisses me off beyond belief because it ruins creativity when you trademark a mechanic.
So, Matt, do you know what the lawsuit is about?
No. So if you guys would like to enlighten me, that would be
It's
wonderful.
not what you think it is.
Okay, first off, wait, what do you
not.
think it is? We'll correct
So
you.
I thought that I thought that they were suing Pal World because it was too close to Pokemon. Is it because you capture them in a fucking ball? Is that the reason?
Yes.
Yeah.
In
Are
the
you fucking
wild.
kidding?
Yeah.
So they trademark a game
Mhm.
back in May. Or like they trademarked this game mechanic back in May of this year
Of
for
this
Pokemon
year?
Arceus.
No, it was 2021.
Oh no, they didn't trademark it back then. They trademarked it in May. So they
Back in
trade
May?
May of 2024. So and this was for Pokemon Arceus, which came out
No,
2 years
Oh,
ago.
that's bizarre.
Right. Just so because Pal World is basically Pokemon Arceus, except you create your own character that has guns, blah blah blah. If you don't know what Pal World is, just quick Google search. I don't want to give a summary of it. But in the game, you go around, you capture these little monsters that look like Pokemon, and Nintendo's pissed off about it, so they trademarked it and trademarked the game mechanic, which makes it
Wha-
hard for everyone else to go through and um be creative and try to do anything. Because if it goes through and it gets successful, go ahead. Sorry.
I think. Well, so I don't. It's not a trademark. It's patent. They
Patent.
filed a
Sorry.
patent for.
Forget everything I
Yeah.
said about trademark.
That
Patent.
Fine.
that's a big like
That,
difference.
there's a huge difference.
That's okay. I wonder if that'll stand because that's like almost like Chili's, I think, tried to. Oh no, I think Chili's tried to trademark this, but they tried to trademark their fajita like sizzle, and they
What the hell?
can't because it's a weird rabbit hole.
What?
I dove down there's certain things like certain brands that are so synonymous with the with like the item. Like for an
Mhm.
example, God, what's like Kleenex?
Yeah.
Kleenex is like what you call Kleenex, but it's like a brand when it should be just
Mhm.
like tissue.
Tissue.
Yeah.
Um,
Good. Tissue paper.
yep, something like that. But so like Chili's tried to do that with their sizzle for their
That's stupid.
fajitas.
That's so stupid.
Yeah, and they can't. So it's just kind of surprising to me, but I don't know how patents work because trademark, I would have said that shit would have got shot down because people would have been like, okay, but there's other things that exist already that are clearly not Pokemon that use this mechanic, and you can't do anything about that.
Right.
But yeah, the patent, I don't know really how that
So
works.
the only reason I think Nintendo's gonna lose this is because what's the name of their company?
Pocket pair.
Pocket Pair.
Pocket Pair.
They also released the game Craftopia,
Hmm.
which came out 2 years before Arceus, that had the same mechanic
Mm.
in it. So
Ah.
they did it before Arceus. So their patent, or like the patent, might not go through
Mhm.
because they took that game mechanic from Craftopia and put it in Pal World.
This is where I get a headache because it's so fucking clear that Nintendo are just such spiteful motherfuckers. Like, I love Nintendo. I love like my Switch. I love a lot of the games that they produce. Animal Crossing was my therapy a couple years ago. You know, like I hold their games near and dear to my heart, but there have been other games that have done essentially what Pokemon did. You catch and battle creatures in the wild. Looking at Nino Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch, that's how you battled in that fucking game. Looking at what was it, like Yokai Monsters or whatever the fuck that was back on the
Dragon?
3DS games.
What did
Yeah,
Pokemon
I
get
don't know.
inspired by? Was it
Who?
like Dragon Quest? Was it Dragon Quest? What the Pokemon?
Pokemon?
Yeah, they took it from another game.
Despite all of that,
Right,
yeah, I don't.
yeah.
Yeah.
Despite all of that, it just proves to me that Nintendo are just being petty motherfuckers because you look at their past release with Scarlet and Violet and all the criticism that it got. It's like one of the worst rated Pokemon games of all time. People actually like hate that game where they've been releasing so many Pokemon games. Like it almost turned into like an Assassin's Creed, right? Where it was like we were slowly kind of going down into madness of like these games are not that great. Oh God, there's like there's little to no effort being put into this for them to then release a very underbaked Pokemon game, which was Scarlet and Violet, which could have been amazing, but it's okay. It's
Mhm.
fine, you know? They're
I
just pissed that Pal World essentially did what they were trying to do in Scarlet and Violet, but better, and entice all of these people, and they blow sales numbers out of the fucking water, and people are calling it Pokemon with guns, and that's why they're fucking mad. I
Oh yeah, no.
I
cannot
agree.
stand that petty shit. Cannot
For like
stand that petty shit.
for sure, like they obviously couldn't do it or find anything in terms of like copyright infringement.
Mhm.
So the next best thing that they could do is patent infringement
Mhm.
Right.
because I like they had to look at something within the game's code to find whatever like they can like nitpick and be like, hey, that's ours. We have a
Mhm.
patent for that. You can't do that.
See,
Which
and
is fucking bullshit.
which
It's not even the
scares
Pokemon
me.
design either or
Yeah.
PAL design.
It scares me
Mhm.
because if Nintendo wins this, what's stopping other companies from patenting their mechanics? And the next thing
It's
you
not.
I'm
know, and next thing you know, indie developers are getting like there's no more indie games because a lot of indie games are
so
inspired.
so like this is like not a new thing because fucking what Warner Brothers patented the Nemesis system for the Lord of the Rings Shadow of whatever series, right?
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they patented the Nemesis system, and that was like heavily looked down upon because in the video game industry, you're not supposed to patent pretty much anything because it is supposed to be like a collective, like we're trying to make games better together kind of a thing.
Right.
Mhm.
So like the fact that you patent something means that you're blockading other developers from making their games better. That's why
Yeah.
like so like you say, Tyler, that you're worried about publishers doing the same thing. Like this could have been a thing for years,
Yeah.
decades. No one has really done anything though. The only reason why Nintendo and Pokemon are doing this is because it is like Power World is pretty much it looks like Pokemon but
Yeah.
with guns, and they're kind of like afraid that it looks bad on them.
Right.
But I wouldn't worry too much about other publishers like padding some bullshit like
I
throwing a
just
fucking ball at capturing things. Like
yeah,
I wouldn't worry about that.
I just hate the fact that you're blocking other people's creativity.
Oh yeah.
You know,
I mean, this is
like
Nintendo, though. This is
exactly.
Nintendo
But
10,000% because wasn't it them that was like blocking streamers back at some point from like streaming a
oh
game?
yeah,
I
they
can't
went after a
remember.
lot of like YouTubers and streamers
Hmm.
because they would
Mhm.
play
They did that.
they'd play emulated games
Right. That's what it was.
and they
That's what
went
it
Well,
after
was.
them for that.
it wasn't just Nintendo games though. Like there were some companies in Japan that were copyright striking streamers just for streaming their game because
Oh,
like
really?
Hmm.
well yeah because Japan wasn't like too familiar with streaming culture and like how streaming games worked and
Gotcha.
how it could be beneficial. Like Atlas was
Oh
doing that. I'm pretty sure it was Atlas or Sega, something like involving them were doing the same issue of like copyright striking stream videos and like gameplay videos because they were worried about
too much of
the
a game
content
getting
creator
exposed.
too much of the game. Yeah, that was exactly it. Like too much of the game getting exposed and like maybe the content creator is a piece of shit and they don't want their
Be
game to be
Associate
associated.
with them.
associated. Yeah.
Yeah,
That
no,
makes sense,
like
but
I get
it
that,
doesn't.
and I know Japanese courts are different than American and all that. Obviously, different country, different
Hmm.
rules. I just hope that, like with this, it's just like, hey, nothing like terrible. But I know how greedy Nintendo is. They were owned by the Yakuza, so so
No,
Allegedly.
no, no,
no,
Tyler. Yakuza's owned by Sega.
Allegedly.
Okay.
Okay. Tyler,
sure,
allegedly. Allegedly.
sure,
Allegedly.
allegedly,
Thank you. Christ.
I went down rabbit holes.
Well,
No,
yeah, and I
I
mean,
know. It's definitely alleged, but
and-
because they started out as a card company, right?
yeah.
They were like originally like a toy store, if I
Yeah,
remember correctly.
I know the thing that is fact is that they sold to the Yakuza for cards
Oh.
because cards were outlawed in certain parts of Japan, and
Mm,
Nintendo started it in a place where it wasn't. So the Yakuza would go to them, get brand new cards, like playing
Mm,
cards, and then go back up and do illegal gambling. Not to go down that rabbit hole
gotcha.
right now. We can have a whole different podcast about that. But going back to what the main topic though is, I really hope Nintendo loses this case.
Yeah, I mean, like Nintendo has been doing some annoying stuff. Like for me specifically, in the past couple of years, they outlawed Smash to be played at Evo, and there's a huge Smash community.
It's
Um,
disgusting.
it's gross. You know, they've outwardly kind of said that they don't understand why people like treat Smash like it's a fighting game because they don't treat it like a fighting game essentially, and they won't be making balance updates or anything like that. And they've stayed true to that word. I don't really know. I think it had to do something with money, and that it was because people were making money that Nintendo didn't want
Are you
it
sure?
being
Are you,
played there.
are you sure it wasn't because Sony owns Evo?
No, it could be that too, but I could have sworn it was like their reasoning was because like people were making money
Mm,
off of it, and it was like they weren't getting a cut of the pie is essentially what I remember of this situation, and I could be very far off, mind you. I have not brushed up on that situation in years because my understanding was just essentially that, like you said, it was because Sony owned it, and then on top of that they weren't getting a cut of the pie, like they weren't getting any kind of financial gain from letting Smash be in
yeah.
Evo.
Yeah,
So
that's
like,
stupid.
so
Yeah.
I was listening to a podcast earlier. Um, First and foremost, shout out to Haley McLean from the MinMax podcast. She is a lawyer and was actually talking about this whole entire Pal World situation. Basically, what she was saying is that they're Nintendo's probably now looking to draw draw out this court case. They're probably looking they're probably banking on Pal World to be like paying, like not taking this to court is what I'm trying to say.
Essentially settle out of court.
Yeah,
Yeah, settle out of court so that like, they get paid Nintendo a quick cash, because if they draw out this like if they take it to court, then it's going to cost a lot of money on both sides, and we know which side has the more money.
well, now that Pal World's under Sony because they're going to the PlayStation, they
No,
won't back them like that.
Pal World's on
what?
Xbox, PC, and
Yeah,
PlayStation.
You know
So
what?
yeah, I was on
Forget.
Xbox, so why? Yeah, why?
We watched the state of play last night. And I was like, it's on
Yeah,
console.
yeah,
Ignore
like
yeah,
me.
I mean, if it was like coming exclusively to PlayStation, I think Sony probably would back them. But
yeah.
I've heard that Sony's financials were really bad after something, and I can't remember what it was, and that's why the PlayStation 5 Pro is priced the way that it is.
Concord.
Oh,
Yeah.
Concord. Yeah, right.
Oh,
little $400 million failure or
That was
200 million or
$400
whatever.
million.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, it
Yep,
was
it was 400
$400
mil.
million.
And they
Yes.
shut it down after like 5
Yes.
days.
Tyler,
Mhm.
yes.
They didn't even get, but they probably didn't make a percent, like 1% of that.
Yeah.
back.
No.
Sorry,
It's crazy.
that just gave me indigestion. Holy shit.
So
I'm not okay.
yeah, so they're
I'm sweating. I need
crazy,
to.
right?
Holy.
So yeah,
Ooh.
they're probably looking to like probably big on Pocket Pair to just not take it to court and just
I hope they stall it long enough for their patent to be denied, which would be
Mhm.
hysterical.
Mhm.
And then Nintendo would have no leg to stand on for suing them.
Which is the only thing that they have, not Nintendo, Pocket Pair, is the
Mhm.
fact that
Mhm.
they had that mechanic before Arceus came out. And that patent is for Arceus.
Yeah, so it existed before Arceus.
Exactly. That's the only thing they have right now. I think that's what's gonna save them. But Nintendo's
can see
also
that.
known for never losing a case that they've started.
Oh
well
no.
well that's the thing. Like, does Pocket Pair want to take it to court?
Yeah, no,
It's the only
exactly.
thing.
Yeah,
Which I'm sure
Do
they
they want to
don't.
spend all? Yeah, do they want to spend all this money
because they're a
in
small
court?
team. They're such a small
Yeah,
team, and then
I mean,
Yeah.
sure they made bank, but yeah,
Nintendo's a driving force.
not just Nintendo. It's Pokemon too.
Yeah,
Right.
so you
You-
got Game
You're
Freak.
battling two. Yeah, you're battling two giant fucking companies.
And Game Freak, get your life together, please, for the next
Take-
Pokemon game.
Take what you did with Arceus and push it over to the next game.
Quite literally, I don't need a totally open world Pokemon game. It does not run on the Switch. Maybe on the Switch too,
And
but please.
my only thing is because like why Scarlet and Violet didn't work is because they were making Scarlet and Violet while they were making Arceus.
Yeah.
So I
That makes
think
sense.
that's why they didn't like they split that up and then Arceus is seeded and then Pokemon
Okay.
Violet and Scarlet didn't because they didn't know what was going to work at the time of development.
Arceus was so good.
It was so good.
It was so good. I loved that game.
But
That's another topic for another day.
yeah.
What's that new Pokemon game called? Pokemon
Pokemon
Legends?
non-existent.
Oh,
The one that's
where
set
they're
in the city?
Yeah, Z? Legend Z?
Oh, right. They announced a new Pokemon game, and I literally was like, I don't know what the fuck either of you are talking about right now. It's Legend Z or something like that, and it's going to take place in a city. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
gonna
forgot
take
about that.
where Black and White was, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
obviously when the city was being developed and stuff. So I'm getting it. I don't want to support them, but I will because it's one of my favorite series.
Yeah. Throw me a new Animal Crossing, and I'm going to go feral. Okay.
Which won't happen. Maybe with the Switch too.
With the Switch 2, I think it will. Animal Crossing was it sold
Oh,
too
it's
well.
too much.
It
Yeah.
sold too well for them not to go on that wave of hype.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, they barely support the game, so maybe not.
I know,
Yeah.
I know, and that's probably I think it's because they thought that Animal Crossing was going to be niche, but we were all locked inside and wanted to make friends.
Yep.
So,
That came out the perfect timing.
yeah, I
Mhm.
literally I would wake up every morning wanting to give my money to Tom Nook. So,
Yeah. I spent a lot of time glitching. But on that note, do we have anything else to say? We got anything else to be rude about?
No.
Fuck you, Game Freak, and get your fucking shit together, and this next Pokemon game better not suck.
Yeah, and fuck you, Nintendo, for you Yakuza loving assholes.
Yeah, fuck you. Yeah.
But on a serious note, like Game Freak, Nintendo, get it together. If you want Pokemon to outsell Pal World, you have to make it good.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm gonna leave it on.
And I hope, crossing fingers for that. But but on that note, make sure to like, subscribe, comment your favorite part down below, and let us know how you feel about this whole thing with Pal World. And also too, if you watch the state of play, comment the game that you're looking most forward to. And we'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Tyler, what's your OnlyFans account?
Sinistray IV.
Okay, sick.